Hello, welcome to my channel, Another Bibliophile Reads. My name is Greg, and I am in week 2 of New World's November, created by the Bookish Bryants. And this is an event to encourage people to read short works of science fiction, short stories or short novels under 250 pages. And week 2 has a theme. It's Extra-Terrestrial, where the stories should all be taking place on a world that is not Earth. It doesn't have to be a world. It could be a spaceship. So what have I read? Well, honestly, I sort of did not read a whole lot this week. I read 2 short stories and a short novel. And the first short story came from the big book of science fiction, and that was The Frozen Cardinal by Michael Moorcock. And I rather enjoyed this little story. It takes place on a distant planet, 27 light years away from Earth. And it is a narrator writing emails, I suppose, or letters, writing to his loved back on Earth, saying what is going on. And he misses his beloved named Jerry. I'm presuming Jerry is a female. It's Gerry, but it could be a male. It's not really specified. But anyway, the narrator is on this planet. It is a frozen planet. And they're digging deep within the ice. And they're taking lots of drugs to help them deal with the environment. And sometimes the drugs can mess with their minds just a little bit. So what happens is some of the miners discover something buried deep within the ice. It is a cardinal. Yes, a cardinal from Rome, dressed in their fancy red dress, frozen solid on a planet that has never been visited by humans before. And they are trying to figure out where this cardinal comes from. And they are sending messages back to their headquarters saying, what do we do with this discovery? And they are waiting for answers. And they start to thaw the cardinal. So it's a very interesting little story about what it would mean if you discovered a cardinal on a distant planet. How did it get there? Or is it there? Readers will have to decide for themselves about this narrator, because they do thaw the cardinal, and something does happen. The next short story I read came from the Hard SF Renaissance book, and that is Microbe by Joan Slonezewski. And she is a trained microbiologist. And the story is called Microbe. And it's about scientists on a distant planet researching alien microbes. And one of the scientists noticed these alien beings, and she goes out to fetch one of them. And unfortunately, the alien squirts her something that has microbes. Now, is this a great short story? Not particularly. It's very much of a science-based story. It is written from a scientific point of view and not a character point of view. So you have to sort of be interested in science. But for that, it was pretty good. Now, the last thing I read was a short novel, and that was The Word for World is Forrest by Ursula K. Le Guin. It was originally published in this anthology, Again, Dangerous Visions, edited by Harlan Ellison. And Harlan Ellison's idea of this anthology was to write stories with an edge that are not quite acceptable. They're dangerous. They talk about subjects that you're not supposed to talk about. So what is this story? It is a story of a group of loggers sent to a distant planet. I think, again, it's 27 light years. I may be getting my distances in my short story, my novel, confused, but it's a ways out there. And they're stuck on this planet. And they basically have to live on their own and get a few supplies back from Earth. And they're there for logging because Earth needs wood. And they got to ship all this wood from a distant planet back to Earth. And there are native beings on this planet. And they are distantly related to humans. Some other species has seeded these planets with humans, or what once were humans, and have now evolved into 3-foot-tall green creatures that have curly hair. And these native creatures are very peaceful. They like to explore the forest in dream time. Unfortunately, the loggers are not really kind to these creatures. They kill them, they rape them. And then this question is like, are you raping a human or an animal? But there's not a lot of women on this planet. So the loggers do what they have to do. And the main character, Davidson, rapes and kills one of the women. And it was the wife of another alien creature. And this alien creature, surprisingly, is not happy with his wife being raped and killed. So he is supposed to be peaceful. They are nonviolent. They don't know about killing. They don't know about murder. But humanity, through Davidson, teaches this alien creature that he must fight back against the humans and defend his species, or they will be lost. Unfortunately, in order to save themselves, they have to destroy themselves, because by destroying humanity, they destroy their peaceful ways. And this is a novel very much coming out of the Vietnam War era. It was written in 1972. So Ursula K. Le Guin has Vietnam very much in mind. And that is what you have to learn from this. What do humans bring? What can humans teach? Can they teach anything other than murder and killing? In an afterword, in this edition, Le Guin was talking how she wanted to write about the peaceful aliens in their dream time in their forest. But her inner muse was telling her to write a different story. She called that muse the boss, and she has to listen to that boss. And that boss was not letting them have that peaceful dream time. It's a pretty good book. It is, I guess, rather depressing when you think about it. About what we do as a species can do to other forms of life. So that is the end of my terrestrial wrap-up. Thank you for watching, and keep on reading.